All right, episode 48. We have Iris Smit. Welcome aboard, Iris.
Thank you.
All right, for those that don't know, Iris is the founder of Quick Flicks, a beauty product that helps women perfect the winged eyeliner look using a customized stamp for each eye. The business sold 300K over a span of 12 months, which subsequently led to Iris's appearance on Shark Tank. So welcome aboard, Iris.
Thanks for having me.
And how busy have you been since Shark Tank?
Extremely busy. We've probably done, after Shark Tank aired, we pretty much did like a month of sales in like 2 days.
Wow.
So it was crazy, and obviously had to hire more staff and get stock in as quick as I could because, after the show and then after all the publicity that came with it, it just went ballistic. Everyone wanted a quick flick. So, it's been pretty insane, which is good problem to have.
Wow. So look, I tried my best to explain the product and, I'm probably not the best person to do that. Can you please explain?
Yes, it's actually pretty simple. I brought some along. So essentially it's a stamp with like a wing shape on it. So instead of having to draw it on with a normal felt tip, you can pretty much just stamp it on and you're good to go first time. So there's 3 different sizes, depending on what you like or your eye shape or whatever. You've got 2 pens in each pack. You've got one for the left eye and one for the right eye because obviously it's slightly different shape. So you've got your stamp like so.
Awesome.
Pop it on. And then on the other side, you've got your liner, which you use to fill in and shape the rest of your look. So it's pretty simple, nothing too technical to it.
I think it's awesome. I think it's extremely clever.
Huge time saver.
Time saver, stress saver, life saver.
It's genius. But more importantly, you've executed it. And, in business, it's all about execution.
Yeah, exactly,
So, well done.
Thanks.
And I really want to hear about how you, what happened before. How did this...
My journey.
Yeah, your journey. How did it come about? What were you doing before quickly?
Yeah, so I kind of started thinking about it back in 2016. So I was working in retail in men's clothing, YD, and every morning I was always late and I always said to my boss, I'm sorry, my winged eyeliner. It was always my excuse, and she was kind of like, oh, it's getting a bit old now.
I always said that to Zion too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was kind of like looking for products that sort of helped make it easier. So I'd tried stencils and like the old tape trick and using a credit card, and it was just made it even harder. And I'd tried some other products which were like these plasticky kind of stamps which you had to line with your own liquid, and it was just messy and too complicated. And I was kind of like, why didn't they just create a stamp which has already got the ink inside it, and it's kind of this customized shape that's ready to go, and it's available in lots of other sizes so anyone can use it. And then I was like, I could just do that, And at the time I was studying interior architecture, so I kind of had a bit of a design background and knew how things worked and how to develop them. So I was on my uni break and I was a little bit bored. So I thought, let me just start this little project and see how it goes. And Quick Flick was born from that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you sold, because I don't know how true it is, because I know TV sensationalizes things, but so you sold 300 grand in 12 months, is that correct?
It was actually in 3 months.
So, in 3 months?
Yeah, I only had about 3 months of solid sales behind me, so it sort of took off in November. So the show was filmed in Feb, so it was only about 3 months. It wasn't actually 12 months, because I launched the product last year in August, but it was a bit slow. I didn't sell a lot. It was more like friends and family. And then, around November, I had a Daily Mail article published, and then it sort of took off from there. So, the 310K that you saw on the show was pretty much in 3 months.
In 3 months, wow.
Yeah.
And so the Daily Mail was like the catalyst. And how did you get that?
Yeah.
Just hustle,
They just approached me. I think the writer had seen our Instagram page, and then thought obviously it was a cool product, and she just sent me an email, and I was like, hell yeah. Wow. I'll do an article with you.
Yeah. But going to Shark Tank, what led you to go on to Shark Tank?
Well, I think what had happened was after the Daily Mail article was published, one of the producers of Shark Tank obviously had read it, and sent me an email saying you should really think about auditioning for Shark Tank. And like a few of my friends had mentioned it and I was like, ugh, never, I'll never get on. You know, like normally there's all these established businesses with like years of financials behind them and, you know, they're not just one girl running it out of their apartment, which is what I was doing at the time. But yeah, once I got that email, I was kind of like, ugh, you know, got nothing to lose, give it a shot. So yeah, it was like the day that I had to submit the application, I was kind of just putting it off and I was so busy and I was like, nah, I can't be bothered. Bad attitude to have. And then it was like the cutoff was like 12 at night and I was still packaging orders. Like I was so like tired and everything. And then I was like, you know what? Stuff it, I'll just do it. So I'm like filming it at like 1 a.m. and I'm like, hey, this is my product. Looked like, you know, crap. And then, yeah, I submitted it thinking I would never hear from them. And then the next morning, the producer rang me, oh, I got your video, it looks great. And I was like, okay, no worries. So yeah, then I got a call for an audition and then got a call to go on the show.
Wow, so the producer actually reached out to you?
Yeah.
Recently. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I didn't actually apply on my own accord.
Amazing. What was the experience like? Because I hear that it's like what you see on TV is very different from what actually happens. Like you're in there for a lot longer, right?
Yeah, about an hour.
Right, okay.
45 minutes to an hour. So yeah, what you see is a real cut down version of it. They obviously just play the good bits.
And tell us more about that. What is the truth and what is not?
Yeah.
I guess they kind of show what makes good TV. So there's a lot of, you know, talk about, you know, the boring stuff, I guess, which the average Australian isn't really interested in hearing. But from an investment point of view, it's important.
Yeah, the numbers and all that.
The numbers and all that. They don't show, like they didn't sort of explain all my other costs that went into the quick flick. So they just showed, you know, it's $5 and wow, she's making this huge margin. And they didn't show me actually breaking down all the other costs which are involved, which is disappointing, but, you know, it makes good TV.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you know, the different shots that you see as this one fluid film, it's actually shot at different times. So when you walk in, that's filmed slightly differently. But they put it all together to make it look like this one long take, but it's not.
Yeah, and even how someone might react to something that you said is not actually the reaction to what you said. They might take they might have reacted to some other question, but then they kind of chop and change it so that it looks like they're reacting to you in a certain, I'm not saying it right, Jason help me out, but basically they're chopping and changing things so that they get the reaction that they want for TV.
So it's sensationalised.
Yeah, it's always like you always see ad previews and they dramatise it and make you think this, you know, crazy thing's going to happen, but then you watch it, you're like, oh, it's not like that. But it's just to, you know, get people excited to watch the show, I suppose.
And as a business owner, I totally understand. Like they're not taking into account rent, staff, the internet, all that stuff, which is ads. And if you're not putting a margin on, you're going to be out of business.
Yeah, and that's I think where a lot of people fail. You know, they don't, you know, add enough markup, and then essentially the business ends up failing. You know, if I wasn't able to make the product for $5, I probably wouldn't be able to sell it in the first place because I wouldn't be able to cover all my other costs that are involved. So.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you get the desired outcome you wanted from Quick Flick? It looked like you did, looking at the TV show.
I'm pretty happy.
Has Andrew been good?
Yeah, no, Andrew's really good. His team's good. Great support. And they're not too...
controlling?
Controlling and trying to come in and just change everything because, you know, don't fix something that's not broken, essentially.
Yep.
So they're just kind of... They're in the background, giving me the support I need, you know, suggesting things that can help me to take it to the next level. So,
Great. Yeah. So aside from the monetary investment, what's kind of like the biggest support they've given you? Is it the contacts?
Yeah, contacts. Yeah, awesome. They've got a lot of contacts and kind of assisted me a little bit with retail. So, you know, also with contacts there, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then just kind of looking at sort of ways that we can improve certain things. So like, you know, website, how we can convert customers better, get return customers, those kind of things. So.
Yeah. So what were the sharks like? Were they intimidating?
They were. But it kind of like, once we got going, it sort of like calmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, going in, I mean, you see them on TV and you see them nailing and, you know, ripping into people. It's a little bit intimidating going in.
Yeah.
But especially because when you film it, you have to walk in and you kind of just stand there and you wait for a producer to tell you to start. So there's this like awkward pause where you're just standing there and you're looking at them like, hi, cool guys. But yeah, no, it was good. I was worried about Steve especially, like, because he's normally the one who's...
He's a real shark.
Oh yeah, he's a shark. Like, he's got no filter. He'll tell you it, you know, how it is, which is good. I'm also very much like that, but you never know what they're going to say, especially with cosmetics, you know, like, yeah, you don't know.
Like, did anyone surprise you? Like, was it like a certain person that you're like, oh, like Janine, oh, she'll be really friendly, but she was like more intimidating than you thought?
Steve surprised me with how friendly he was. Like, Steve was just like, oh my God, this is great. Like, I love it. But like, I don't know, I can't help you because I don't know anything about the product. Like, they were all really, really supportive, which was good. But I think because I had the sales behind me, it's more when people go in and they like don't know their numbers or they're asking for like, I don't know, $1 million and they're, you know,
they're wasting time.
No sales behind them. That's when they'll really nail it.
It's like last night with that lady with the umbrella over her washing line. Got nowhere.
When they're in, good idea. Like if she had come in and sold some.
But or she'd even got them made.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. Like, have you always been like the thing with me is that we get pitched so many ideas every day, and I always get people going, oh, do you want to come in and do this and, you know, do the website for free or whatever, and you get a stake, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And most of them just don't. They can't execute. So the idea might be great.
Yeah, execution.
Execute. Like, do you agree? And have you always been like that?
Yeah, I think, you know, you can have a great idea, but if you don't execute it, it's just an idea. You know, it's not a business, which is what they say. You know, you've got a good idea, but it's not a business yet. I don't know. I didn't have any hesitation. I just went for it. I think sometimes people just overthink it, or they think it's too difficult, or oh no, what if it's, you know, doesn't sell or it's not well received? Well, got nothing to lose, I suppose.
Yeah, and how did you cultivate that? Because we got a pretty big business audience, like, and they always love to learn. Like, were you born that way? Did you train yourself that way? Were your parents like that?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I just did it. It just happened.
It just happened.
I don't know, you know.
I think some people are born with it, I'll be honest with you.
I think I just did it, yeah.
So did you always want to be an entrepreneur?
No, I was studying design at the time, so I always thought I'd be, you know, like an interior architect because that's what I was studying for. But at the time I was running my partner's business, so they have an e-commerce business as well. They sell, it's called Liquid Luxury, so they sell like these gold-plated roses, which last forever essentially. It's a really great gift. And I think running that kind of brought that passion a little bit, so I kind of saw how everything was done and really enjoyed it. So it was kind of easy, I suppose, to replicate it in a sense. But I still think, you know, you have to have that drive. Not anyone can do that. Yeah. But that was definitely a huge influence on me.
Yeah. So tell us about your marketing strategy. Like, what is your strategy? Because it's obviously successful.
Yeah. So I think for us, it's all online, social media, Instagram, Facebook, influencers. I think it's maybe a form of marketing that's not taken as serious yet. I mean, I had a comment from Janine when I was in the tank where she said, you know, Facebook and Instagram can change overnight sort of thing, and it's not reliable in a sense, which I have to disagree with. I think it's the new wave, you know, like how else do you sort of...
It's funny that she said that.
Yeah, like...
Boosters does influencer marketing, if anyone wants to know.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've worked with my friends.
Yeah, so, I mean, anyone can access the internet, anyone can search up an account, anyone can search the quick flick on Instagram. So it's a really accessible way to advertise, you know, all over the globe, not just for Australia. And also I think using influencers, it kind of makes your product seem more real in a sense, like it's more trusted. People, you know, almost form these relationships with influencers who they've never met, but you almost, if you're watching their videos every day, you almost feel like they're your friends, so you trust their advice and what they're using. So I think for us that's really, really helped. We had, do you know Huda Beauty? She's a big influencer in the makeup world.
In the UAE?
Yeah, in Dubai. She's got 25 million followers. So she just randomly approached me saying she liked the product, free of charge, promoted it because she obviously really liked it. So that's another reason why I think we blew up, having such a big influencer like Huda Beauty behind the product. So I think if you can get those really influential figures to support your brand, then that's a huge, point that sets you aside from everyone else.
And when you've gone back to when you first started, you obviously made the product and then family and friends bought it, word of mouth. Did you then reach out to influencers straight away?
Yeah, so originally I started reaching out to smaller influencers. So, maybe they have 2,000 to 3,000 followers and said, would you like to make a video in exchange for some free product? So you're not outlaying a lot of money. Some of these influencers, can cost, 5 to 10 grand just to make a video, which is hard if you're just starting out. So I think reach out to smaller influencers just so you have that content that you can start posting. You can use that content as ads so people can see how it works. And then from there, once you, get a bit more money under your belt, you can start reaching out to the bigger influencers and invest in them.
So are you going to be using more of the personal brand strategy going forward?
Yeah, I think so. I feel a bit more comfortable about it. I'm not really that sort of person to just, guys, I'm here, I'm in the limelight, look at me. But I think now I'm sort of jumping more on our stories and posting images of myself and people recognizing me oh, you were on Shark Tank. I think it's been a good way to enter into the company to show my face. So
yeah, wow.
Yeah, we'll keep it rolling.
So what's next for Quick Flick?
So we're increasing the range into more colours. So we've got a pre-order at the moment with brown colour. So it's a little bit more daytime wear, I suppose. And then branching out into a whole different range. We're looking at blue, purple, maybe even some,
nice.
what's the word, limited edition sort of colours, which are a bit more quirky, maybe white for a festival or something like that.
Yeah.
And then looking at other products that we could add to the range, which kind of still have that concept behind them of, really quick and easy, anyone can achieve it. So can't reveal too much about that, but they're in the midst. Yeah.
Is that quick Cosmetics?
Quick Beauty.
Quick Beauty.
Yeah, I don't know where everyone gets Quick Cosmetics from.
It's on news.com.
News.com.
They must have misrotated.
Do that a lot.
Yeah. One thing I spoke with Andrew about was sort of making this umbrella company Quick Beauty. So it will have, Quick Flick in it and a few other products, which that same concept of, really quick, stress-free, anyone can use it. You don't need to be a professional makeup artist. Yeah. And also it's not just targeted at women. So a lot of our influencers that we've used are men as well. So we're recognising, males also want to wear makeup sometimes. So sort of representing a whole range of people.
Jason, you probably got a lot of questions.
Yeah, I don't know. My mind's still that.
Fanboy.
Yeah.
What do you love about the business?
I love just every day getting those messages, and I read every customer's feedback and reviews because I think it's really important to stay connected with your business.
Yeah.
And sort of see what people are saying so you can bring out the next product for that need. But yeah, just reading today I had a lady say she's a mum of 3 and she never has time to do makeup in the morning, and this product just solves, her issue and she can still feel great about herself. So just getting that feedback from customers that, this product does help them. It sounds silly, something as simple as winged eyeliner, but it can kind of stuff your day up if you can't get it right.
Yeah, it's still a problem.
Yeah, I really love, helping, women and men just make that, simple thing in their everyday beauty routine just a little bit easier.
So is it the customer interaction? That's one of the most fun parts?
I really love that. And I also, I love design, so I really enjoy, working on products. Everything, the packaging, everything is done by me. So it's almost like an expression of my style and what I like. So this was all done up on my laptop.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It's nice that it's a genuine extension of you.
Yeah,
it's not just I've seen a need, I'm going to make a product and sell it. But while that's running itself, I'm just going to work on this one quietly over here.
Yeah.
It's nice that you
can see that,
genuinely
right?
It's still going.
Yeah, which I think really maybe cool. Some other cosmetic brands, they just make something that just fits. It's all to sell,
corporate.
It's not like that emotional side that comes through with it. Even our Instagram and stuff, some of the quotes we post, it's very much about embracing who you are and positivity and accepting yourself. It's not sort of selling you this false image of who you should be, I guess. So, and we represent a whole range of people. I've used an influencer who's a mother of 2 twins, And, you know, it was this imperfect video of her holding her kids and trying to, like, it's not this, you know, 19-year-old model on a runway who hasn't eaten for a week, you know, and, you know, not everyone can be like this model. So I enjoy kind of challenging what we know about the cosmetic industry and like flipping it on its head a bit.
Yeah.
So
I like that it's very like real girl orientated.
Yeah, it's not pretentious or trying to be something you're not. So
And you're not just selling beauty, like you're also selling time.
Yeah.
Like that's the other thing. Like it's not just a vanity product. It's, you are selling convenience.
Yeah, like, and a lot of, you know, especially my generation, we're always on the go, you know, it's all about time for me, you know. So if we can save a little bit of time, like for me, no joke, this saves like 15 minutes. That's pretty much how 15 to 20 minutes is how long it would take me if I had to freehand it. So, you know, I can be doing something else with that time.
Yeah, exactly. Do you look up to anyone? Are there entrepreneurs that you follow, whether they're big or whether they're...
I love Huda Beauty. So for her having approached me, that was like huge for me. Like it was something I won't forget. And she's kind of doing the same sort of thing, I suppose, like representing a whole range of different people. And she uses Instagram a lot and shares, you know, other artists' videos. So she's very much about promoting other artists and representing other people's work, which is why I think she sort of did what she did for me. It's not so much about, I'm trying to think of the right word to say it, but she promotes herself via promoting other people almost. Like she'll share other people's videos which use her product, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah.
Kind of like a brand match / empowerment.
Yeah. It's a really great way that she's done it. It's really different.
Yeah. Those sorts of like organic brand matches don't always happen. And I think they're the most valuable ones.
And she's even just started a new documentary, Huda Boss, which shows like behind the scenes of her whole brand, which is another great way of like creating that connection with your brand. Yeah. Like at the start, I was a little bit scared about putting my face out there, but since Shark Tank, I can see a lot of people like what they learn. You know, it's an Australian girl, she's 23, you know, they connect with you a little bit better than this massive brand which has no face to it, you know?
So how often are you working in a week? Is it
every minute?
Every minute of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard being online, you know, and having stuff on your phone. It's hard to switch off, even at night. Like, I'm a night owl. I'll be on my phone till like 2, 3. It's really bad. I should really just switch off. Yeah. But
yeah, I'm the same.
I'm always the same, checking, you know, emails, looking at messages, posting things, contacting influencers. It doesn't stop.
Yeah. And have you got a like an end goal in mind? Like, do you want to keep growing it to this huge Maybelline empire, or do you want to sell it one day? Or
it's like my baby.
It's like your baby.
Everyone's like, oh, we'll just do a sellout, you know, and I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, not sure.
But no, I would like to build it to, you know, like maybe quick beauty or something else, I suppose, where there's all these different products which women can use to, you know, help makeup application easier, and, you know, challenging the cosmetic world. So always being that step ahead with something different and not just doing what we know. So
innovative.
Yeah. Different approaches.
Do you feel like you'll always be in the beauty industry, or do you are you like or do you think you're a true blue entrepreneur where you would actually hop around different industries, or is it too soon?
It's too soon to say. I don't know. I've got other ideas for other things, but I think you should focus on one thing and do it right. I've seen some people, you know, they start one business and they start all these other ones, and you know, they're putting a little bit of time into each one, and
it's diluted.
Yeah, it's just diluted. So I'd like to get this right first, and then we'll see.
Fantastic. So what are some tips that you can give to aspiring entrepreneurs, someone that, you know, is quite young? And
these questions always get me.
I know. I've got to be more specific. Like, okay, so for me, I always say to people, you got to learn how to sell. Right? Because a lot of people want to tweak their product, but they don't know how to sell. So for you, it might be something different.
Yeah, I agree with the selling side. I don't like to use the word selling because I think sometimes salespeople have this reputation of they're just trying to make money and they don't actually believe in the product. Yep. I think with me, maybe that's something that's really shone through is the fact that I really believe in my product. I use it every single day. I kind of have that story behind it, so you can kind of see where it's come from and that passion, I suppose. So I think if you believe in your product, then everyone else will believe in it, you know? And I think also with the Shark Tank, I've said, you know, why would someone want to give you 300 grand if they can see you're a bit meh about your product? I think having that real passion behind it, it makes it believable, you know? Doesn't make you seem like I'm just selling you this because I want $35, you know? Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Iris.
No worries.
That was really good.
Thanks for
and
having me.
all the best for the future. We think it's an awesome product. And yeah, everyone have a great day.
Thanks so much.
Cool.
Good job.